So I'm now top 10 in Australia for GameScore again.
Welcome to Multiple Nerdgasm with your hosts, Matt, Luke, and Dan. Multiple Nerdgasm, your guide to all things nerdy.
Hey!
Well, it might be for the first time. I'm not sure if I got there.
I'm not sure you did get to top 10.
I think I got to 11, and then I was trying to get 10, and then I got overtaken.
I wonder what 14-year-old kid you bumped out of that top 10.
Well, the thing is, it's not going to be a 14-year-old kid now. At this stage with the gamer score, this is people who either do this for a job or have money. Because 14-year-old kid is not going to have access to the games I have.
Which one are you, Luke? Are you the person who does it for a living? Or are you the person
Luke has
with
got
money?
some adult games that these kids can't get their hands on.
I'm one of the weird ones that I have to do this just without getting paid for it.
And despite,
I'd love to get paid to do
despite
this.
not even enjoying it.
You're one of the
time.
you just do it for the passion, the love of the game.
He does it
There are sometimes
due to addiction, Matt.
It is.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, he's got he gets addicted to anything. Listeners, anything.
We all know I have that addictive personality: smoking, drinking, gamer
Xbox.
score.
Yeah. So what is your gamer score right now?
Okay, at the moment, I'll get you the actual correct figure. It
Please
is something
do.
ridiculous. It is 756,968.
Okay, and just because
Okay,
I know
that's a big
you
number.
will find it more easily, what is my gamer score?
Yeah, I was going to ask if you could say mine as well, just for
Because I know he's got it bookmarked, because he's always...
Right.
comparing and
Dan?
contrasting.
Yours is... God, this is pathetic. Yours is 7,124.
I'm in the thousands, man. That sounds really,
Yeah.
really positive.
I'm impressed.
Where is
Thanks,
Matt? Matt, you're
Mine's
hiding
not
somewhere. There you are.
Not
Matt,
intentionally.
you're doing a lot better.
Okay.
You're on 30,418.
Fuck,
Okay.
man. 30,000.
I haven't touched my Xbox in a long time.
Oh, no, sorry, Dan. I made a mistake. Your actual game score is 5,043.
Okay. Where did the extra 2,000 points come from?
Yeah.
Well, the site I use to get track my achievements and everything is called trueachievements.com. And they're
Okay.
doing
Oh, you got some-
converting thing.
You got
Oh,
some
okay.
fake ones.
I was about to say, wait, the one that you use to track inflates the score?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
it is,
unfortunately, Dan, you've been cheating.
Yeah.
So
I've been cheating by
What
not
it-
inflating my score.
it's trying to show how hard some achievements are. Because not all
it's a
achievements
scale.
are really
It's a
equal.
bell curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll actually go and see what the score's worth and then how many people have unlocked it to how many
Right.
people have owned the game and work out a percentage that way.
Do you know what game it was that you
Wow.
were playing that took you over the top?
Oh, yeah.
From
I don't
11 to
actually
10?
because I'd stopped looking for a while
Mm.
because I got caught up with work and everything, and then I just logged on the other day and saw I'm number 10.
Well, congratulations.
And I've even this week, last couple of days, I've gone up by about 4,000 gamer score or something.
Because now is a time when it would be probably especially difficult to keep ahead of people who aren't working.
Well, yeah, because I've been
'cause
working.
you're still
more.
working.
Yeah, I was
Some
about to
people
say,
aren't,
you work
so-
more than you ever have.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. My work hasn't slowed down, unfortunately.
Mm.
And yeah, so I'm amazed that I was able to do this. But it may just be that the person that I overtook maybe just lost their job and can't afford it now, which I feel bad about.
No, losing their job will just give them all the more time to
Yeah.
play. Did
Well,
you
to
say
play,
that yours
but-
has gone up 4,000 this week alone?
Oh yeah, this weekend, last couple of days.
This weekend. Okay. So you're saying
Yep.
I have 5,000 in the entire history of me playing Xbox.
Yep.
And you have almost
And
that
I can do that in a couple of days.
just since the other day.
I guess
Yep.
the biggest difference is possibly that you just play games for the joy of playing games, Dan. Whereas Luke forces himself to play awful games that suck.
I'll tell you, Matt,
Whoa.
if I've ever gotten an achievement, it's been by accident.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually played a
Same.
game this week that I finished completely with not even planning to get the achievements. And I got 100% in it. It's called Man-Eater. I play as a shark.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
a
the
shark
one.
game,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a shark RPG, right?
Yeah, but it's not as much as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, okay. Well, because
You
what
do
could
level
you
up
possibly
and-
fucking do?
Do you know who did the music for that game?
Who?
Daniel James.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Not you.
Fuck that guy. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Wasn't a
He's a
bad
good composer.
game, but I'm one of these. It's a game that I was able to work out the strategy very easily, very early on, and then I was able to finish it, I think, in about 8 hours.
Okay.
Is it good?
I enjoyed it, but it's not worth the price tag on it.
Oh, all right.
I wish I'd have picked it up for a bit less.
I'm curious
Not
what
a lot
you
less.
paid now.
I paid,
Do you want to say?
I paid $60 for it. This is Australia.
That's,
So,
yeah.
It's a
I think
full price game. Like
Well,
not in Australia.
not
it's actually-
full price,
$100.
but it's certainly, if it's just a
Yeah.
little game I'm going to finish in one day, I want to pay $30 or less.
I think it would have been better about the $40 mark. Because while I could finish it in that time, others may not.
You know, I actually think Disco Elysium is the most expensive game I've ever purchased on Steam. Because I usually,
really?
my Steam games are usually, I usually wait until things are on sale or I get things in a bundle or, you know, they're older. That was the first new or relatively new game that I picked up and I was like, fuck, $60. Okay, that's like the price of a real game in real life.
Yeah. It was. I paid 40 on GOG for it. 40 US.
Yeah,
on
right.
GOG
Yeah, it's
for
about
it.
the same.
No regrets.
No regrets at all. Got my money's worth twice over. Matt, you finished it.
I did finish it this week. Don't want to take up all the listeners' time with it again, but fuck
No,
man.
I think we should spend half
What a
an
game.
episode just fucking
Talking about
praising the
Disco
shit
Elysium
out of this
again.
game.
What a fucking game.
So, final thoughts?
Like, it's honestly one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had playing a game, I think. Possibly ever.
Amazing.
It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time.
And to think
Just-
you were actually going to quit it.
No, I'm so glad I didn't.
Full
No,
on
well, that-
rage quit and...
Yeah, well, it is quite difficult.
the rage
at
is
first.
half the fun.
Depending on how your character's built, it can be quite difficult right at the beginning. Once you get past that, it was fine. I had no issues after that.
Not just how your character's built, but also just your complete lack of understanding about how the game works.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, on my second playthrough, it was a completely different experience. I just didn't attempt anything I couldn't succeed at.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I left the diner immediately, went out and collected stuff, got money, did all of the things that kind of built me up first before I even spoke to anyone.
Started investigating.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay.
Man, what a fucking
yeah,
game.
I can't wait to play it. I really can't.
I can't wait for you to play.
gonna have
I know,
to.
me too. I want a blow by blow of. In fact, I'd like to watch Luke stream his playing of this with commentary.
I can do that.
Yeah, I would really like that.
There's the one thing I wanted to mention, and we don't have to talk about this too much. So I enjoyed it so much. I loved the story, but I loved I feel like I probably got a unique story in a way, certain aspects of it, right? Because it's fairly dynamic in some respects, or at least it feels like I did. And so I was thinking about playing it again, but then I'm worried that if I play it again, it's gonna break the illusion that it was
so unique to
tailored
you.
to what I did. Yeah, because it really felt like everything I did mattered. And so I'm worried that if I play it again, it's going to become apparent that it's like, no, it was always going to be that way anyway.
Maybe
kind of
it
thing.
might be an idea to maybe give it sort of 6 months and then go back and revisit it.
Yeah, maybe.
And that way, you won't remember it that great.
Because I want to
Or you've got
ask
memory
if
like me.
certain things happened for you, Dan, but then on the other hand, I kind of don't because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. First of all, there's no way you're not going to play this game again. There's no way.
Yeah, probably not. Well, there's no other game like it, even remotely.
Exactly.
So if
When
I
you
wanted
want this, you've got
more
to
of the
play
same.
this until they
Exactly,
do another
there's
one.
nothing else. Yeah.
Robert Kurvitz, the designer and programmer of this game, has said that he wants to do another one that's basically this, but with combat. That's his next ambition.
Oh, okay.
Combat's the
Okay.
only thing he regrets not necessarily being able to put into the game.
I don't
So you
really
definitely
feel like it needed it.
trying to go like definitely a Fallout sort of game then.
That's
more
that's
so.
what it would be. Yeah.
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 Well, as soon as it comes out on the Xbox, I will play it. I'll set up time for you to watch me stream it.
I agree with you though, Matt. I've been trying to Google to see if other people have had experiences that I didn't get, which was also
okay, sure.
partially the reason I played it again. Mostly the reason I played it through a second time was simply because I couldn't get it out of my head. You know?
Yeah.
It's like when there's a song you like and you just want to play it on repeat.
Yeah. Well, because I know I didn't do everything that I could have because I missed out on certain things, which is fine because missing out on certain things triggers other things. So it's kind of like, yeah.
I think this will be a game that when I do play it, I'm not going to play it with a guide or anything or even look at
No, don't.
You don't need it. Yeah. You can't get stuck because, and there's no wrong answer.
Because achievements, I am addicted to them, I will play a lot of games like this with the guide so I don't miss achievements as I play, like the Sherlock games and things like that.
Oh,
but this one, I will just play it and not worry about achievements, which I'm trying to do really. I really am.
You know what you could do? What you could do if you weren't worried about achievements? You can play it right now.
Well,
on PC.
When I say I'm not going to worry about the achievements,
he wants to still get them if he happens upon them.
Yeah. Don't want to miss out on them completely, but I'm not going to worry about the missable one.
Yeah.
I might have a quick look at the list first.
I feel like I would have got less out of this if I'd used to play through. Because the whole part of the joy of it for me was figuring out what the fuck was going on and exploring. And
the more I hear you guys talk about it, the more I want it. And that's why I do want to go through and experience it.
It's just so unique.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
Imagine Fallout. Imagine Fallout if there was no combat and you spent most of the time talking to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to figure out who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about finding a water chip.
And also working out how to play the game.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man.
You know, I've been pretty obsessed, and I've just looked into these guys, the devs, and specifically Robert Kurvitz, who is the main dev on it, and I've just been kind of following him, and I've been looking into some of the things that he has cited as inspiration for this game. And so this week I read a book that's apparently one of his favorite books, and it's called The Last Days of New Paris. And it's a fairly short book. I mean, I polished it off this week, start to finish, but it's about... Just to
get the achievements.
Throw a little brag in.
It's set in World War II in Paris, right? When the Nazis are occupying Paris. And there is a group of resistance fighters that are made up of the kind of artists and poets and surrealists of Paris.
Yeah, right.
And through accident involving fantasy, magic, science,
okay,
all of their artworks come alive. And so now they're not just fighting the Nazis, they're also fighting surrealist art. And it's pretty good. But there's a couple of things that are very direct links, references towards Disco Elysium. I mean, the first one is it's kind of filmed in this crumbling city just after a war. But also the main character spends the entire book wearing a pair of women's pajamas because there are certain items that give you magical powers. So that did remind me of the way that you level up in this game, where you equip different
ridiculous clothes.
Ridiculous clothing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that this is not a book for me.
Because it's a book? And
well,
it's full of
it's
words?
a book. It's full of words. It's going to be full of art stuff that I'm not going to know. So all the references will go straight over my head. And yeah.
This is also one of those really pretentious books too, where if a character is French, then they'll speak in French. And it's like, oh, you don't speak French? Well, bad luck for you. I'm an elitist.
Wait, so it's actually written in French?
not all of it. But like it's
just written in a racist French accent.
Yeah.
Hello.
Place names and
sure.
a fair
definitely not for me. I can barely read English, let alone throwing in another language.
It was really good though. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. How many John Halos are in it?
Yeah.
That's what Luke wants to know.
Speaking of John Halo, Luke, did I read there's a new Master Chief Edition coming out, 2020 Master Chief Halo fucking bullshit? Haven't we done this before?
Okay. At the moment, they are making the Windows versions of the game. So the Master Chief Collection came out a couple of years ago, but they've been making it for Windows. So they've been releasing them one by one as they're ready.
Right.
But later this year, there will be Halo 5. Or Halo Infinite.
Okay.
Halo 5's already out. That'll be a launch title for the Xbox.
Halo Infinite. How are they going to make more after that?
Don't know.
It's like the never-ending story too.
It's just the last game.
I saw the revealed trailer for that at E3 when I went. That was a fun time.
Oh, yeah, that's where the guy's talking to him. He recovers him or something, and he's talking to Master Chief.
Yeah.
He's like, John.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw
John
that.
Halo.
Yeah.
John Halo.
It's me. Yeah.
It's your son, Bill Halo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that comes out later in the year. But they still just won't announce the new Xbox yet. They've announced it, but not the date or the price.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, because there was some worry about whether COVID-19 was going to delay it. They said it wasn't, but then maybe it is.
No, they keep coming out and saying, look, we're well on track. The rumor going around is they're waiting for Sony to announce.
Yeah.
They want Sony to announce when and price.
Yeah.
Because they want Sony to come out with their price, and then they're going to try and undercut. That's the rumor I'm hearing.
I'm fine with that too, by the way.
Yeah. Because I will be buying one.
But this is the time. If it's ready, do it now. So many more people are going to buy this console at launch than they normally would.
Well, I don't think it is ready.
Yeah.
Do you know, so we're not, clearly, obviously not don't have our fingers on the pulse of this stuff anymore, but did you know that there's, the general consensus is that the PlayStation 4 kind of won the console war last round?
Is that so?
That's, it has
didn't know
sold
that.
more. Yeah, that's been the
weird.
way. But
I can't stand that fucking controller. I just assume I assume everybody hates it, but apparently not.
no, a lot of people still do love the PlayStation. And
I know it's got some great games because I know there were games on it that I was like, oh man, I wish I could play that. But
yeah,
and that's where they're doing so well with their exclusives. But the best-selling console of all time is still the PlayStation 2.
yeah,
that was a great.
Which
console,
is weird because it was so underpowered at the time.
Yeah, but the games
But
were
they
amazing.
That's exactly yeah.
Do you guys remember how I doubled my collection of PS2 games overnight?
No?
Did you steal them?
It was when I was living with you, Matt. So and it
You
must have
stole Matt's games?
No, yeah, that's right. Did you notice your games went missing? No,
Yeah, I was wondering where those went.
The David Stally, friend of ours, fucking rage quit some game. I can't even remember which one it was by literally smashing his console.
God.
And he was telling me about it, and I was like, "Well, you're going to get a new one?" He's like, "Nah, fuck it." And I'm like, "Well, can I have literally all your games?" And he was like,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I guess so. And he just drove around to my house in his fucking BMW. And,
I was going to say, he can afford to lose a few games.
Yeah, that's right. And he just gave me all his games. And I was like, cool, this is a whole bunch of games that I didn't want to pay for, but I'm happy to play.
Yeah, right. How is Stally?
Don't know.
Okay.
Last time I spoke to him,
New Year's Eve.
I was thinking the other
years
day.
ago.
Yeah, New Year's Eve 2012.
We had this habit. Oh, no, it would have been earlier than that. Yeah,
I was about to say 2012 was
2008, 2009 at the most, I'd say.
Oh, it was so
Been
old.
over a decade.
Because also,
so old.
For the listeners who don't know, and I apologize if you're a listener and we have come to your house at New Year's, but what we have traditionally done is just latched on to people that have really great houses, usually around Sydney Harbour, befriend them just before New Year's, and then convince them to have a party at their house. Because I also remember, I mean, that was certainly true of Stally's house, but I also remember when we convinced Brian Moses to have a New Year's party at his girlfriend's parents' house.
That was
a
good party,
just
man.
our friends.
That was a great party. Yeah. That's when I learned Marius and I were just acquaintances.
That's right. Friends. Well, acquaintances.
Oh, that was fucking
I'm a well-wisher in that I don't wish you any specific harm.
Oh, fuck. I miss Marius. What a guy. He was great. So honest.
Didn't he bring a lot of sushi that night?
Yes. His boyfriend did. Yeah. Yeah. That was fucking tops.
Did his boyfriend work in the sushi industry? Or
Yeah, he was a
he
sushi
just keen
chef
to
or something, I
please?
think. It's
I don't know.
entirely
He came
possible
with
that I
a-
was just drunk and I assumed, well, he must be a sushi chef. He's got all the sushi with him.
He came with a lot of
I'm
sushi.
Maybe not. Maybe he's a programmer and he just
hammered
bought
that
it.
night. I was
exactly.
next level hammered. And it took me hours to get home. And the three of us who were all
Yes,
there.
that's right.
You and
We
I
walked.
lived together. Luke, you were staying with us that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we all, for some reason, went home separately.
Yep.
We walked from the house because they shut down the roads down to the water.
They shut the
So we had to
entire
walk.
peninsula of Balmain Peninsula.
We had to walk up to Parramatta Road. Didn't we end up at that? Is that the night? No, that was your 21st. We ended up at that weird nightclub.
That was my 30th, Matt.
Oh, your
30th. It was the 21st.
Yeah.
That was also a great night. 'cause
was
I
a
remember we
great
went to
night.
that weird club, and then when we're leaving, we go, we're not going to be able to get a taxi, or we're going to have to get like 3. We walk outside, and there's a maxi taxi just waiting for us.
For listeners who don't know what a maxi taxi is, it's a bus.
Yeah, it's a bus.
Yep.
I had my 30th birthday soiree at a venue that I had hired for the night, and that was fine. And then I think at midnight or something, it closed, and we ended up at some other pub, and we were playing the pokies and doing a bit of karaoke until that closed. And then we were wandering the streets of Sydney, and we ended up
karaoke
in what I can only describe as a DIY nightclub, because it was,
I don't know where that was.
Their chairs were like plastic lawn chair
it had
type
patio
things. It wasn't-
furniture.
All I
as the
remember is
chairs.
some guy going, "Come on in, guys, we're open."
Yeah.
And we were like, "All right." And then
okay.
I feel like it was just someone's courtyard,
It was a concrete
But with a
floor.
DJ.
It was a big
and
shed.
they were just desperate to get people in there.
yeah.
And they kept serving us drinks.
Yeah, it was. Wow, who knows where that was?
yeah.
I genuinely have no idea where that was.
No.
I know
I'd
it's
not
on
find that
Parramatta
again
Road
if I
somewhere.
tried.
I guess.
No.
I
No
think
memory.
it was on Parramatta Road.
I don't think it
Don't
even
know.
was on Parramatta Road.
I don't know. To be honest, I think it was somewhere on the North Shore.
It was 10 years ago.
How the fuck did we get there?
You know what? Luke, it was 10 years ago because I turned 40 on Thursday.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. Turn or turned?
Turn.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was going, did I miss your birthday?
Yeah, same.
If you're listening, listeners, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Um,
Or if you're a patron tomorrow.
mm,
Well, I'm just going to get in first. Happy birthday, Dan.
thank you.
Yeah.
Matt put me on the
birthday,
Patreon
mate.
list. Make that my birthday present.
All right. We have a. I keep meaning to send you. We have a RSS feed that you can for what?
That would be
for
lovely. That'd be
Staff,
lovely.
I guess.
Stuff.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Been watching a bit of TV recently.
Go on.
Disappointingly, I've almost caught up with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I just finished season 13. Is there a 14, Matt? Because it's not on the torrents.
Yeah. No, there is. It's it's short though.
Okay.
Disappointingly short. I think it's only like 10 episodes.
Right.
Which is weird. But yeah, there is.
Was it still on network or did it stream? Did
you know what?
it change?
I watched it
platforms?
on like FX now or whatever the
Okay.
thing is here. So I don't know.
All right.
No,
is that a free
they're on
service,
FX.
Matt?
They've always been on FX.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not on Tortuga Bay, so don't know.
Okay.
Um,
No, there is 14, 10 episodes. The last one is the laser tag one. So once you get to
Okay.
the laser tag one, that's where it ends,
then
my
that's
friend.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
The last episode was terrific, and
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, for listeners who don't watch the show, or if you've only seen some of the early seasons, the character of Mac, played by Rob McElhenney, who created and writes the show mostly, he's always been a little bit gay, and that's kind of just been a joke, is that he's a bit gay. And then there was 1 or 2 episodes where they kind of very explicitly implied that he was gay. But then in the last season, he just comes out and he's gay. And the last episode of season 13 is him trying to decide how to tell his dad, who's a convicted felon, that he's out of the closet, and he decides to do it in interpretive dance. And
Okay.
this was
One way.
This was the greatest dance sequence I've ever seen in any film or television. Including this, which has had dance sequences before, which have just been like naff
It's like-
TV dance sequences.
It's like ballet / interpretive / like he really
It was amazing. I
put in a
watched
lot of
it
effort.
twice.
Yeah.
It was incredible. It was incredible. And not only that, but when I went to YouTube to watch just that bit, the comments were from, because I always think, Mac being gay was a bit of a joke. it just kind
Yeah.
of done for laughs.
I mean, I'm sure it started out.
Yeah.
That,
But
like a
the
less
comments
planned kind of.
on YouTube of just so many people who are gay who just said the way he described being gay in that episode is how I feel.
Yeah.
And the way the anxiety he felt about telling his parents is exactly what I felt. And, everyone's like, thank you for
That's great.
shedding light on this.
I am shocked.
I
You
was
read
shocked
nice
as well.
comments on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's certain
Also
things you're
that-
not allowed to make fun of. You can call someone a faggot,
Right.
but only if they're not gay. If someone's actually out and gay, then, you got to just be nice.
Is that how it works?
That's
I
how
know
it
what the
works.
rules are. I think they determined the rules last season on Always Sunny, right?
The rules for YouTube
When,
comments?
No, the rules for calling
Oh,
people.
when and when you're not allowed to use the F word.
Yeah. Because the other thing, that episode is when Frank's got that nosebleed that won't stop, and his head just like swells up.
Fills up with. He plugs his nose and his head
Oh.
fills up with blood. It's ridiculous.
God.
It is ridiculous.
But then,
So
his
good.
reaction to the dance is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's a really good episode.
That's
really very.
It's his
like,
reaction too that just really takes that to another level.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like really, like if you watch season 1,
Yeah.
you would not expect it to kind of have as much depth
To
as
get
it does
there.
later
Yeah.
on.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess they've had fucking years, man. Years.
Yeah.
And they're going to have another year at least.
Yep. Well, they got 14 and then 15. They got renewed just now, so it is officially going to be the longest live action comedy series ever.
So that means
Who
it's,
did they overtake?
They overtook. It does say in the article.
it's not Everybody
know the
Loves
show.
Raymond, is it?
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I think that's an
No.
old-timey sitcom.
Yeah, it was the old longest running live action comedy. But
Okay.
yeah.
So I assume they have to say live action because The Simpsons is up to like season 26 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So they make that distinction.
Mm.
But yeah, good on them. Honestly, I can't believe I only saw this show like last year.
Yeah. We could have been watching
It's
this
been on
since
for 15 years.
2005 or whenever it was.
Yeah, although I am glad that I had the experience of just being able to watch it all the way through and experience like the whole thing, and
Yeah.
because man, what a fucking great show! Like it just walks the line so finally. I think some of the earlier seasons, if they aired now, probably would get them in trouble, but at the time they were right on that line, like
You couldn't
making
you couldn't put the first
making a
episode on
statement.
the air. You couldn't put it on air
right,
now.
but they were trying to say something, and that's why it's not like it wasn't just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
There always is like a
done
point
it
to
well. It's
Yeah.
a very hard thing to do, and I think a lot of people aren't good at doing it.
Definitely not.
Right.
It's such a fine line. And because the thing is, they double down on things too. Like there was that episode where the bar was going to get health inspected. And
Yeah.
Dennis says to Frank, are you going to take the whites only sign down? And, and you think that's the joke. But then Frank
Yeah.
goes, well, what if the health inspector is also a racist? You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's just always this 1-2 punch of like, did you just make a joke about the fact that you're all racists? And then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, yes, we did.
Well, that's the thing is they always said they're very careful to make sure that the butt of the joke is them because their characters are awful people, and as long as no one's laughing at the target is always them. No one's laughing at minorities. No one's laughing at
Yeah.
like whatever like that fucking abortion episode. No one's laughing at that. The joke is that they're all fucking horrible people.
Yeah.
And they're making
Even
fun of
the
horrible
even the
people.
we've already talked about it on this episode, but where Frank yells, "Watch out, faggot!"
Yeah.
and saves
Yeah, that's right.
saves Mac's life. And there's this whole thing about whether or not you can say that word, but actually,
Well, it's a parody of that. People arguing about that.
Yeah.
Basically.
but and for them, their motivation is because they just want to know who gets the lottery ticket that they were all arguing about at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So funny.
So good.
Disney. We talked about Disney Plus and how they blurred out Daryl Hannah's butt.
Sorry,
now-
by blurred out, you mean covered in artificial hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
So weird.
Well, they did. Not only do they hate Daryl Hannah's butt, they also just they just hate tits, I guess.
Yeah.
But not tits, just this the little bit of the tops of tits.
Yeah, I've opened the article. Is this the scene that they've actually edited, or
I don't know. This
A
might
little
just, I
bit
don't
at the
think
top
so.
of tits is a very nice part of the tits, Matt.
No, it's not, Dan. It's
Okay.
filthy, and it needs to be blurred out.
Yeah. So some might argue, Matt, that blurring out some tits is only going to draw attention to them. In fact, it might even make you think that what was there was worse than was actually there.
Because is there any human being who doesn't know that girls have tits? And you need to hide. Do you need to hide that from people for some reason? I don't understand.
I mean,
what the
you need
point
to
of this
hide the
is.
tits. We've established that. 200,000 years of evolution where, like, we cannot have the tits out. You need to
Cover
put them
them up.
away.
We can't be trusted if they're out there.
Cover the genitals and the tits.
Yeah.
They're a bit sexy. But surely the bit that a T-shirt reveals.
There's a show. I'm not familiar with the show. Selena Gomez leads some fucking teen sitcom.
It's the Wizards of
called
Waverly Place, Matt.
I have caught up and watched that a few times.
You caught up with it.
I don't know. It's one of those shows that if I'm flicking and it's on, I will watch
You're
it.
flicking
Oh,
onto
is it good?
Disney Channel.
Well, this is when I'm just in a hotel or something, and you're just flipping through the channels that they've
You're
got.
in a hotel
hotel,
room with free
alone,
cable,
looking
and
for
you're
some
watching
cleavage.
Selena Gomez and blurred out titties in the Wizards of Waverly Place. Wow.
They
Not
weren't
her
blurred out
tits.
when I was watching it.
I'll bet
Not
they
hers.
weren't.
It's Maria Canals Barrera who plays her mother. Apparently,
So
she's got like a little bit of cleavage in the show.
I have no idea. I'm putting a link to our Twitter page that will have the picture for you.
Okay.
I have no idea why this was blurred.
All right, it's down
That's
the bottom
just down on the
there. Let's have a
segments.
look. Oh my god, they blurred
Yeah.
that? That's so weird.
Okay, so for the listeners who can't see, this is a
fuck?
fairly conservative woman who looks like your mum. Not yours specifically. I just mean in the general sense. She
looks like
your mum.
it's somewhat looks like a generic mum.
Yeah.
Yep. Probably why she got the part in the show.
And she has breasts because women do.
Have breasts.
Yeah.
But that's the end of it.
She's wearing a dress. That's so strange to me. It's not even like it's not sexy cleavage. It's just a woman in a dress. That's fucking weird, man. What is going on?
Now
Now,
because I know some stuff with the censoring later or the editing has got a bit weird with some things like Back to the Future.
Yes.
when they said they censored Back to the Future 2 for streaming, I had to really rack my brain to think of what they could have possibly censored. There is a scene where Marty thinks he's taken back the sports almanac, and it turns out it's just the dust jacket over a fake pin-up magazine called Ooh La La, which is also incredibly tame and in black and white and more text than pictures. And not only have they censored that, they haven't blurred that. They haven't even removed it. It just cuts to a completely red, Netflix red screen for the duration of that shot.
But it's so weird because Netflix didn't actually do it. That was just a copy they were given.
So I read an article about it, and it said that what had happened is it was a version that was censored for some international market, and they gave
Possibly
them the wrong,
Singapore.
Yeah, they gave him the wrong one. But then that is odd that it's the Netflix red, which is a red screen. That's so lazy and weird.
Yeah. Because normally, because you do see it where I could understand if they put a black bar over it or something, but just so the whole screen goes red.
Imagine they put a black bar over it. You'd be like, what the fuck is he looking at?
What is it? I want to know what that is.
Because I remember, here's a good example of it. Do you remember Dennis Leary from the 90s? Mm-hmm. And he had that song, Asshole.
Yep.
Which was a great song. And when you heard it on the radio, it had beeps in it. Like, so many beeps.
Sure.
And when
so many beeps, there was no point on playing it on the
why
radio.
bother?
Yeah. So when I finally heard the real version to that, I was like, well, this is disappointingly tame.
Is that all you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they have to be careful now if they're claiming that they're censoring stuff for children now, because it's actually easy for children just to go and find the actual thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
And
don't
then they
think
can get
Disney can use that as their excuse. Oh, they could find worse on the internet.
Well, the thing is, if they blur it and kids go, well, what's there? I want to go find out. When they start looking, they'll end up going and finding worse stuff while trying to look what they're looking for.
And the
if
thing
that makes
is,
sense.
like, I can understand Disney have just acquired a whole bunch of new content in their Fox merger, right? So there's probably a lot of things like Splash that they wouldn't have put a bare ass in if they had filmed it, right?
Sure.
So now they've got to deal with it, and I get that. But Wizards of Waverly Place is a Disney show
Was theirs.
made by them for kids.
And I mean, I am baffled why that has been blurred. There's
Try to
nothing
jerk off to
see
this,
there.
Matt.
There's
Try.
nothing to see there.
You will not.
Yeah.
You will not be able to get an erection.
That's just weird. It is literally just weird. There's nothing sexy about it.
Like, we're not even talking like it's a big
it's not
cleavage
sexual,
or
it's not-
anything.
no, it's just a woman standing
Yep.
there in a dress, and they've blurred like her cleavage for some reason.
Maybe it's because she's
like if they
Latina.
didn't
Maybe you're
censor
not allowed
it,
to
you wouldn't even
show
notice.
Mexican women's breasts.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
It is America.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't put this in here just because we were kind of chockers, but I guess it's sort of related. There was an article this week about there's a religious group called 1 Million Mums, and they are boycotting Disney's Pixar's Out. Have you seen that? Actually, it's quite good. I watched it.
Which one?
What's
is
out?
that?
It's the one about the two kind of, I guess, what are they, like goblins or elves or two creatures, and they try to bring their dad back, but they only bring back half of him, and they only have his legs.
Never
And they
heard
have
of
to
this.
go. It's the Pixar movie Out. It's like it's a good movie.
No,
You're
never.
thinking of
First
Chris
time
Pratt
hearing
and
it.
Tom Holland is the main
Is there a house
characters?
with balloons?
No, it's Out. It's is it called Out?
Isn't there one
Yeah,
called?
I've
there's
just
one
found
called
it now.
Inside
Oh,
Out.
What?
it-
No, I'm getting this mixed up. Out is the short film that they put on Disney Plus. What is the fucking one that's
We've got Out is the first Pixar and animated Disney
yeah,
release to
yeah.
have a gay main character.
Onward? Onward is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay, I've still never
Sorry.
heard of it.
Out is
I
the
have
short
still
film. I
never
think they're
heard
mad
of
at
this.
Out as well. But Onward, there is a character in Onward who's a police officer who mentions she has a girlfriend. So they're
Right.
trying to make kids gay. Boycott. Character offhand mentions her girlfriend. A female cop character mentions she has a girlfriend, so they're boycotting the film.
For starters, every woman I know calls her friends her girlfriends anyway.
Girlfriend.
No,
I mean,
think
we
it
never
is
quite
supposed to be the
adopted
implication
that.
of
We
but-
were never just like, just going around to a boyfriend's house. Like, it just doesn't work
Nah.
that way. But okay, look, on its own, Matt, I would think that's ridiculous. But did you say that this is always preceded by a short film called Out?
No. So I got confused. The Pixar made a short film called Out, which is on Disney Plus now. That's unrelated.
Okay.
That's why I've gotten confused about which one.
So in other words, Disney just across the board are trying to make our kids gay.
But the
maybe they're
mums
onto
would be
something.
boycotting
Maybe
both.
this group is onto something, and I'm being naive here because maybe that's the case. I'm not sure. I got confused because one's called Onward and one's called Out. They're both O words. I got confused.
Isn't there also one called Inside Out?
Yes.
Isn't that the one with all the people inside your brain?
Yes.
Yes. It's like a kid's version of that Woody Allen movie, Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Sex But Were Afraid to Ask, where
Yeah.
Woody plays a sperm. If anyone's seen that movie.
No.
I know. I've seen clips of it, but I've not seen it.
Actually, there is
He's
a
been
point.
cancelled, so
He-
I don't watch movies by cancelled men. I'm joking. Have you seen Coco, by the way?
Fucking Coco
No.
is great.
They're fucking fantastic.
Coco is excellent, Luke. You don't have any nieces or nephews young enough to have seen these by default anymore, but if you do
Fuck
get
off,
the
you can just
opportunity...
watch Coco. Coco's great.
Yeah, I know. That's if you're on a plane or something and you're just flicking through and you're looking for something to just put on.
Just watch it. It's a good movie.
I don't know.
watched
I've got
it
to.
not
There's so
long
many
ago.
other things I've got to watch.
No,
I've gotta
Coco's
watch,
good.
Like Starship Troopers again.
No. Watch Coco before you watch
That's next to
Starship
my
Troopers
viewing
again.
list.
Yeah, same. It's basically the same movie.
No,
saying,
look,
makes
this isn't some fucking bullshit art house thing we're trying to trick you into watching.
No,
Coco
it's
is
an
a
animated
legitimate good
film.
I've
movie.
heard good things about it, but yeah, it's just I don't know. Just cartoons are not for me anymore, unless it's Robotech.
That said, you know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen Toy Story 4.
I haven't seen.
I haven't
Toy
seen
Story
3.
either.
Oh, 3
I thought
is
Toy Story
great.
3 wrapped things up pretty well, and
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But
Do you know,
but then
did I
people
tell
wanted
you
some more
about?
money in.
But before I went to Luke, do you care about spoilers for Toy Story 3?
I most certainly do not.
Okay. So someone told me.
If you haven't seen Toy Story 3,
No, because it's not. Someone told me before I went to see it, what are you seeing tonight? I said Toy Story 3. They're like, oh, you will cry. And I was like,
sure.
will I? And they're like, something happens. You won't be able to believe that it's happening, but it happens. And I was like, okay, all right, great.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching this great movie where they accidentally switch fucking Buzz Lightyear onto Spanish mode and he's talking in Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Mr. Potato Head needs to fucking sneak through a chain link fence, so they put his eyes and nose and all the other bits on a tortilla so he can slide through, and he's like a retarded version of himself. It's fantastic. But then towards the end, and I forget the exact reason, but they put all the toys, the ones you love, Woody and Buzz and all of those guys, into like an incinerator.
Yeah, I forget the reason they end up in there.
And if you watching a kid's movie,
Lotsa puts them in there.
right,
The
right,
evil
there you
bear.
go.
Lotsa.
Normally, you would watch a kids movie and you would think, okay, well, they're in trouble and they're going to work out a wacky way to get out, and they'll get out.
Mm-hmm.
Except that someone has told me that this
Yes,
movie is
that they're
really
all gonna
fucking
die.
sad, and that there's a
Yeah.
bit that you'll think they won't do it, they will not do it, and they do it. And I'm like, seriously, these fucking toys get killed? Well, flash forward, they do not get killed. They do come up with a plan, and they do get out of it. And the sad bit is that Andy gives his toys away because he's grown up, and it is very sad, and it's a lovely, poignant moment. But they don't all die. Is the point?
Somebody said that they got sad because there was this kind of thing like, oh yeah, it's got sad movie. It really kind of messes with your emotions a bit. And then I talked to somebody who thought that the saddest bit was that they resigned themselves to death at one point while they were in the incinerator. And I was so sad. I'm like, no, the sad bit's where Andy gives the toys away. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, the end is the sad
And
bit.
it's sad because we all went
But it's
through
a sad
that.
happy because he gives them to the little girl, and the little girl gets toys. The toys get a new lease of life. It's like a sad happy moment.
Yeah,
it's really emotional.
It's bittersweet.
It's great. Yeah.
I remember this exact moment in my childhood, and I think I was 11 or 12. I think I was just turned 12 or just about to. And I was playing with my action figures, and it dawned on me that I wasn't enjoying it. And I was like, what does this mean? Like, you know.
Yeah, I remember
I
getting
wanted to
upset.
go outside instead, or, you know, do something else. I was like, and that was the last time I ever played with him. You know, I put him down knowing that was the last time.
You were a man that day. That
Yeah.
day you became a man. No, I remember I got upset one day. I can't remember why, what triggered it. Maybe probably something I watched or whatever. But I remember being upset and talking to my mum and saying, Mum, I don't want to grow up. When I grow up, I'm not going to like all the stuff that I like. And it's going to be sad. Like, I love my toys, all the stuff. When I grow up, you know, grown-ups don't play with toys. You know, that's going to suck. And she said to me, when you stop liking them, you won't care that you don't like them anymore. And I was like,
That's even worse.
no.
But yeah,
I
but
guess
she's
just
right.
my
She's
personality. I was
absolutely
like, yeah, good point. All right, thanks, Mum.
I'm over it.
Like,
I
fixed.
know exactly where my Star
And
Wars
little
figures
did
are.
she know
the stupid
we'd be
logical brain,
40
even
fucking
back
years
then.
old, still talking about kids' movies, still talking about Batman and Star Wars and
Yeah.
all this shit. So,
Even back then, my stupid brain could reason me out of my emotions.
yeah. That is the most Matt Ham story I've ever heard.
I was thinking about this today. It's how cool would it be to be a kid now, though, when you're allowed to be a nerd? Nerdy's being
man.
cool.
I was talking to someone about this the other day. I feel really bad for kids these days. They don't get to do half the shit we did when we were kids.
They're not allowed outside, mate.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, apart from that.
fucking
Because I remember,
pedophiles
I'm going
everywhere.
out off of my bike back before streetlights
I know,
are on.
they're
Yeah,
everywhere.
come back before the streetlights come on. That was the only rule.
Yeah.
Not only that,
Our childhood is what the 80s movies are now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Stranger Things.
And
we
I've
have the
got to
aliens, but
say-
we just pretended the aliens were real.
we
The kids don't get to do that
had
now.
the best movies. We did. There's just no.
But the movies are based on what we were doing Like we were fucking riding our bikes around, fucking doing whatever, going on adventures, like Stand By Me, looking for dead bodies, fucking all that shit. Kids can't do any of that shit anymore.
I saw a great movie this week.
You got to be inside the house at all times.
Yeah. On your fucking iPad. But not in a fun way, in a weird, obsessive, don't even look up when people are talking to you way. I saw a great movie this week called Low Tide, which is about kids in either the late 80s or early 90s. I couldn't quite tell because it's not overtly retro. But it clearly is set in the past just because no one has a mobile phone and the TVs are square. But it is like a very low-key kind of kids on an adventure, like Goonies if there were no pirates, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Like,
sure.
But it was great, and it really just... every time I see... It just reminds me that the people that are making films and TV now are our age because they're making... based on and in reference to and inspired by the things we loved when we were kids.
Yeah.
My kids, when I have kids, they're only going to watch 80s movies. That's all I'm going to allow.
Can you imagine kids these days? The day that I met Luke, right, was because we had congregated in a cul-de-sac to watch Richard fight some homie guy.
Yes.
Imagine kids these days are doing that. Like, all the kids being like, going out to play, Mum, and then, like, fucking starting a fight club.
Yeah.
Cul-de-sac.
What's going on
That's
out
the
there?
day I met
Daddy?
Luke. That literally happened.
It's fucking homeboys versus freaks out there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I don't think that happens anymore.
One thing I never understood about the homeboys.
Yeah, maybe.
What was that, Luke?
One thing I never understood about the homeboys was we'd go to a gig and then they would rock up just to try and start trouble. It was sort of like,
yeah.
If you don't like this, you don't
circle
have
of
to
life.
go.
Yeah, I never understood homeboys, honestly. Yeah. I still don't.
They were our mortal enemies, and they always will be, I guess.
Yeah, except do they exist now?
No,
they do.
I think we're all just the same now.
Yeah.
Right?
They're now eshates.
What's an eshay?
They're basically homeboys.
Oh.
So...
just because you have a nephew in...
I have a nephew. And so they're the new... Yes.
Oh,
no. He's a homie?
He's a homie.
No way.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Luke.
I think so anyway.
That's interesting.
He won't tell you because he knows the disdisappointed look on your face. He doesn't want to tell you.
He's probably bashed
He wears the bum bag.
Yeah, he fucking bashes
One day he'll come out as an eshe and you'll be like, no, not my nephew. And he'll do a dance.
I remember once Dave and I got stopped by the cops because we didn't know why. We just got stopped and searched by the police. Well, I mean, to be fair, it was like 3:00 in the morning. We were walking down like Dunhead Road.
You know why?
And I'm sure we were looking suspicious, but we got searched and Dave was trying to mouth off and I was trying to slip away quietly. And Dave goes, well, what are you doing this for? Why us? And the cop goes, because you're wearing black trench coats. And Dave goes, well, fucking the bad guys wear snap pants.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. It was true.
But no, I think it's just two teenagers walking around in the middle of the night. We might see what they're up to.
Yeah, worth it. Especially you fucking deviants.
But you remember, like, it was so oppositional back then. Like, you couldn't listen to music that's the other clique listened to. You know, not that you'd want to, but just like, because I remember the time where Gareth like confessed to me, it was like he was coming out of the closet that he kind of liked hip hop. I was like, you can like hip hop, that's fine. Like what you like, buddy. He's like, don't tell Bill and that.
I feel dirty when I listen to it.
It's good when you get to that point where you go, it doesn't matter if other people like it, I can still like things.
Yeah.
It took a long time for me to do that because I remember there was I think I was at a festival and I wanted to go see the Porkers and people were telling me no, don't like the Porkers. You only okay. And then I wasn't going to go and I went and I enjoyed it and I had a lot of fun. And I went, wow, I can like stuff without others.
Yeah, you don't need other people to validate your enjoyment of something.
I mean, even with the three of us, we have some overlap, but we've all each got our kind of own niche taste that that doesn't cross over at all.
Mm-hmm. I was you mentioned Gareth. I was thinking about Gareth, aka Chunk. The other day, I don't know why I thought about this, but I remembered when Dave and I lived together in Eastwood. We had a little apartment in Eastwood, and we used to watch Buffy and Angel was on like Tuesday nights, I think, at like 10:30 or something, some stupid hour. And Dave had either read online or he had already seen a few episodes ahead on Angel.
Doyle.
And he knew that Doyle was going to die. And then he told Gareth, and Gareth said, if Doyle dies, I am going to drive to your house and bash the shit out of you. And so the night that episode aired, we watched it. And then, I don't know, we were sitting around doing something else.
Spoiler
and then
alert.
this knock at the door. Like half an hour after the show ended, this fucking knock at the door. Dave was like, oh, fuck, it's Chunk. And like ran into his room and shut the door. And then, I opened up the door. And then there's Gareth. He's like, where is he?
And the thing is, Gareth didn't have a driver's license, so he would have had to convince somebody to drive him.
I didn't know that.
Probably Jason
there was
Anderson.
someone. I think Michael.
It would have been. I reckon it would have been
definitely
Jason.
someone sitting in the
I think it was
car
Mike.
waiting.
I think it was Michael.
Michael?
Yeah, Michael?
Who? Michael Kemp? No,
I-
not at that stage.
No, it wouldn't be. It would have been.
Would have been
Jason
either Tim or Jason.
Tim or
Oh,
Jason.
it might have been Tim.
Or
Yeah, it might have been Tim.
it could have been one of his bizarre goth friends from somewhere else. Leap and Clarissa and the weirder ones.
I don't recall. I just, I don't know why I thought of that the other day, but I just remember
the
that.
people whose house I got taken to once because I was like, Gareth, I thought we were going out. Yeah, we just got to drop in here first. And there's just all these people sitting around. And I walked into the door and this complete stranger just shoved a pipe into my mouth and said, smoke this. And I said, what is it? And he goes, don't ask what it is, just smoke it.
That's
Fucking okay. Jesus.
Cat litter.
Well, fucking, I don't know what it was.
We go hard around here, mate.
It's fascism. To be fair, though, I think that was the night where...
Maybe it's best kids don't grow up the way we did.
No, Matt, that was the night that I'm like, oh, what are you up to tonight? Oh, we're going to break in to the abandoned army barracks in fucking Mossman.
Oh, that seems like a good
And we
idea.
drove from...
Wait. On the main road in Mossman?
Military Road, yeah. Right down the end.
That's not a good idea.
No. No. It's still, I mean, the actual, there's a fort there that's abandoned, but that is still an active military base.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
well, I mean, maybe, at least when more recently, there's stuff there. Now still at the time? Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably don't do that.
But I was high on whatever the fuck I just smoked.
Kitty litter. Yeah. You guys like space?
I think space
I
is all
love
right.
space,
Yeah.
even though it's fake.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
we can't get past
okay, so there was a SpaceX launch, which I watched live. Oh, man, it was fucking magical.
I wish I could have
Everything
watched it live. I watched it when I
man.
woke up.
Yeah, same.
It was one of those things where I was like, so America has not sent astronauts into space since 2011, I think. It's been a long time.
That's when they retired the shuttle, wasn't it?
Right. And this is the first time a private company has launched astronauts. This was SpaceX launching 2 astronauts up to go to the ISS.
I'll stop you real quick. I think there have been Americans launched into space, but they've been on
sorry,
Soviet
America.
rockets. Yeah.
Right. America has not launched.
Yeah, they've
good
been
point.
hitchhiking.
Sorry, Russian rockets, not Soviet rockets.
Yep.
They're not the Soviets.
You've been playing too much fucking... Well, not even, but yeah. You've been
Anytime I think of the
too much.
space race, it's the Soviets.
Yeah. They probably don't like that.
Probably not.
But even with watching this is also the first time that they've sent people up and then they've still got the rocket.
Yep. The rocket landed.
yeah.
They
They've done
can
tests with the
reuse
Falcon 9 before, but it worked.
came back
It all
down.
worked.
Yep.
Fucking excellent.
I've got to say though, when those 2 astronauts walked out,
The spacesuits look so cool
the
now.
spacesuits
do
look
now.
cool, but these just look like fucking your dad and his mate. Like these guys
it's 2
do not
dudes.
look like what I have come to know as an astronaut.
Yeah.
Well, but that's good. That's giving us hope that we might make it there
Well,
one
that's the
day.
thing, right? That's the
You
thing.
didn't send in the form.
That's the thing, right? This is the hopefully this is the dawn of a new era of this stuff because the rocket can fucking land now. They can the stage 1 bit lands itself. The stage 2 bit they can go up and get it. The rockets are now billions of dollars cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
And
maybe we
because
get to go to
private
space.
corporations are doing it, there's going to be market pressure and prices are going to come down even more.
Exactly. This is good shit.
NASA doesn't have to convince Congress to give them billions of dollars.
So hopefully, I'm so glad everything went smoothly, like so smoothly. I don't know. Like,
I do have a question.
You watched it, right? It was like perfect. Everything went perfectly.
I was, because I didn't read anything about it, like, so I didn't know if it was successful when I started watching it. So my heart was still in my chest, like just watching, because these guys are just strapped to a rocket and they've got no control.
It's a big fucking fuel tank. That's all the bottom, like 3/4 of it is. It's fucking terrifying.
Man, I remember watching the Challenger shuttle take off when I was like 6 or 7 years old, and that thing fucking exploded within a minute.
Mm-hmm.
That's, and because people think too that the takeoff is the tough bit, but it's not. It's like once they're like 30 seconds to a minute up there, there's like a point where it's like the maximum fucking physical exertion on the thing, and like that, man, it's basically they're strapped to a giant bomb.
Yeah.
Like
we watched it. We watched it as soon as we woke up yesterday morning, and when we finished it, Hui goes, "Would you go to space?" And I go,
"Yes, in a heartbeat."
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
And she goes,
And
she goes, "There's nothing there." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
I've been thinking that how do the private companies make money out of this though?
Well, they'll charge people to go to space.
Yeah,
probably.
but
because aren't they already?
You find one one asteroid made of gold, and you fucking paid for it all.
That because isn't SpaceX taking that Japanese billionaire around the moon?
Yes, apparently.
I think they announced that.
They're taking Tom Cruise up there. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's been a while where the Russians have been flying up billionaires. Like you pay us a lot of money, we'll fly you up to ISS and then bring you back.
Yeah, right.
Do you actually get to go on the ISS if you're one of these billionaires? Or
I think one of them did get to go on, but was basically told, like, you break something, you're paying for it.
Yeah, right.
You break, you buy.
Yeah.
But was it Lockheed or Boeing? Someone else was building one of these too, like concurrently with SpaceX.
Okay.
Because they're kind of basically if the Americans want to send an astronaut up to the ISS, they have to basically book a seat on the Russian rocket, like like booking a fucking plane trip. And I think it cost something like $11 billion.
Sure.
But basically, this is going to mean that the Americans are just going to be able to just use these private companies to just contract to
ferry
do
stuff up there and that.
But aren't they still looking at soon looking to mine the moon and possibly an asteroid still?
Yeah, because the hard bit is getting out of the atmosphere. But if you can get stuff up there and start building shit on the moon, just build stuff up there, then that's where you launch missions to Mars and all that kind of stuff. That's the ticket.
And we build a space elevator.
Yes.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
I watched.
I mean, it's not a bad idea. It's just complicated.
I watched the 2001: A Space Odyssey again recently, just cause. And I do want someone to do like somebody probably has done a fan edit of that where they've just kind of taken it from its gargantuan length down to something watchable.
Sure.
But for me, it's not even because there's long sequences of just showing off special effects and models that just doesn't impress us now. That would have been very impressive at the time.
Well, isn't like the last half an hour just flashing lights?
No, that goes for so long.
It does. It just doesn't end.
So long. Ink in a fish tank, right? Is what it really is. With the lights shining through it. Everyone was astounded.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about what it means.
There's one thing that I really actually just dislike about that movie, and that's the entire lunar sequence. From the end of the Dawn of Man to the start of the Jupiter mission. Yeah. I think they could just remove that verbatim out and just go.
I haven't watched it in ages.
It's weird. It's like, because the first 30 minutes of the movie are about, the first man to ever construct a weapon. And, he does it based on knowledge he's given by this strange space obelisk.
The monolith.
or if perhaps he doesn't get the information from it, perhaps it is transmitting to somewhere out in space the information that man has discovered weapons, which is why when they now have nuclear weapons, now it's the 60s and now they're on the moon. But it's just dumb. That whole sequence is just dumb. The effects are dumb. It just does, the editing's off, so it's like, you know, pens are floating in space, and then when it cuts, they're floating the other way, and he has this he calls his daughter on a video phone, and they've clearly just had a camera on a little girl and her dad behind it asking her questions, and then just it's just, and it goes for so long. It goes for so long. Just take that out of the movie. The rest of the movie is a really intense sci-fi, fucking existential drama, and fucking computer on a ship thinks it's in charge of the people. And
good sequence.
There's a good movie in there.
Yeah, I think I do want to watch it, but I do want to watch a condensed version.
Let me see if I can find one.
There has to be one out there.
Yeah. If not, maybe one day
it's not like you have to. It's not like you have to be like very precise and cut out little bits and pieces. You're just cutting out like 20 minutes at a time.
Swaths of the film. Just chunks, yeah.
Matt, have you heard the original soundtrack to it?
I don't think so.
Because, you know, they had a composer score for it.
Oh, okay.
For the whole movie. And there was no licensed tracks in it. And then Kubrick watched it and he was like, no, I want to use recognizable classical music. So he just threw out the score and replaced it with, you know, like a Holst and Beethoven and all of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But there is a soundtrack to it somewhere.
Yeah, right.
So I think
I received my limited edition vinyl release of The Thing by Ennio Morricone the other day.
Oh, cool.
Double pack. It's got one disc, giant disc. You call them discs?
Yeah, it's a disc.
One vinyl. Yeah. One is the Ennio Morricone score, the one that's in the film, and the other one is John Carpenter's original music that he wrote, because he writes music as he writes films and all that kind of stuff.
Some of his films still have his own music in them, his early ones.
Yeah, The Thing does have one track that he did still in it, but it's got the other disc has got all the stuff that he wrote. So yeah, cracking that.
That's cool. And how is it? How's the original score, the temp score?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, it's like his old synth.
Yeah.
You know, he does it all on the synth and stuff, so it's very like moody, and his stuff's great. Like, he's such a talented guy. Like, I don't know, he's kind of a weird dude. I feel like, and like, you know, he still does concerts and stuff these days.
Does he?
Like, rarely.
Well, not these days.
Well, no, he has been. Oh no. Fair point. But yeah, he's like, I don't know, he's just an interesting guy. Like, he does. Like, he did all the music for Halloween. He wrote and directed Halloween. But he, like, I feel like people don't really realize that. Like, he did kind of most of it.
Not only that, but the music in Halloween, I mean, it's an old movie now, so maybe some of the listeners haven't seen it, but the music is such a huge part of that movie.
Yeah. Without the music, it would probably be boring.
Yeah.
In a lot of sequences where the music just ratchets up the fucking tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's an Australian. It's billed sometimes as a horror movie, but it's really just a thriller. It's called Wake in Fright. It's from the 70s, and it stars Donald Pleasance, who is also in Halloween, right?
Yeah. Dr. Loomis.
Yes, who is arguably the worst of the Blofelds as well. If we want to stack up his accomplishments,
sure. He's the one Dr. Evil's based on.
Yeah, that's right.
Scar in that. Yeah.
But in Wake in Fright, which is an Australian movie, he plays an Australian, and he does the most convincing Aussie accent that I've ever heard a non-Australian do.
He was a great actor.
He is a good actor. Very good actor.
Is he? He's dead now, right?
Gone, yeah. I think he died
Geek of the Week,
20 years ago.
Luke?
No, it's... No.
What? No?
It's got to be a recent death to make Geek of the Week.
I don't know the rules anymore.
Within the last
Otherwise,
week.
we're just like Albert Einstein, Geek of the Week.
Noah. Geek of the Week?
He lived to 900 years old, Matt, so that's an achievement.
He built the biggest boat the world had ever seen. Geek of the Week?
No.
I don't think it was that it was the biggest. Was it?
Because
It must have been the biggest,
50
right?
cubits by 80 cubits. It's not
which is
massive.
actually quite small.
I don't know how big a cubit is. I've got to be honest with you.
I think it's
cubit's
just
not that
over
big.
a foot.
I'm going to find out right now. How big is a cubit?
Well, just how big was the arc? Because we don't actually know how
big
many
was the
cubits.
arc?
18 inches.
In all the photos I've seen of it, it looks enormous.
18
So,
inches. Okay, so it's about the
the two
same
giraffes-
size as your dick,
The
Matt.
two giraffes' heads poking out the top. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen those photos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geek of the week?
Two of every
No.
kind of amoeba.
I saw a thing that said two of every animal's just not enough to guarantee
Yeah.
like
Well,
fucking
Matt,
species will
why do you
continue.
think we don't have unicorns now?
That's a good point.
Do you know I got told that? I got told
Because they
that
were
by
too
had to eat
delicious.
something.
Like
I
the
know, I got
Galapagos
told-
turtle.
not just
too
eat.
delicious.
They because I was at Sunday school when I was a kid, and they were like, and then the ark, the bird flies out, brings back the olive branch. Okay,
Yeah.
there's land. He lands on Mount Sinai. They all get out, and then he sacrifices an animal to God. And I was like, which
Yeah.
animal? Like, if he only had two of each,
Yeah, which
animal?
We don't know what it was called. Dan.
We don't.
No
we'll
idea.
never know. Yeah, it would have been a great animal though.
Yeah, it was.
Do you think he would have
God really
done
enjoyed
it?
it.
He picked
Would
his
he would have done
favorite.
it to a great animal, or just one of the ones he didn't like?
Can I
Just some
sacrifice
shitty
one of the beetles? There are literally
Just an
millions
ant.
of species of beetles, and I've got two of each of them here.
Just an ant. Let's get rid of that one. I started watching. We don't have to go into this too much because I think we're nearing the close here. But I started watching
approaching
Vikings.
climax. You started watching
they-
Vikings
Yeah,
From the
I like
start.
the way they throw. What's that?
from the beginning, like for the first time.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
watch
And I
4
enjoyed-
seasons and then stop.
Okay.
It gets it starts off very good and it gets incredibly
it
shit.
is very good.
It gets
Oh, okay.
very shit.
Damn. All right.
I think another company
I-
takes over or something.
Oh, okay. Well, I enjoyed where they used the crows to crows or ravens to find land.
Yes.
A little, yeah.
What I love
Reminded me
most
of-
about Vikings is that because it's mostly its first season at least is about Vikings from Norway invading
Yeah.
Britain, right?
Yep.
And because they don't speak the same language, but everyone speaks English for the show.
Yeah. Yes.
Whoever's
When they interact, you
whoever when they interact, whoever understands speaks in English, and whoever doesn't understand speaks in either Old Norse or Old English.
see. Yeah. Yeah. It's well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's always pretty clear.
So in
what's
other words,
going on, which is
when they kidnap an
a tricky
Englishman,
thing
they
to
bring
pull
him
off.
back to Norway. They
Yeah.
all speak English so that we can understand what
Yes.
everyone's saying. But he speaks Old English, and they
Yeah,
don't know what
so
he's
they
saying.
don't.
But then when only one of them is in England, he speaks Old Norse, and no one else knows what the fuck he's saying.
Yeah. Well, there's a scene where they
It's actually a
confront.
good way to do
It's
it.
fucking great.
There's a scene
Yeah.
where they land in England and they confront these kind of knights, not knights, but, this militia, I guess, from the local village, and
Proto Knights.
one of them speaks for some reason. Like one of each party can understand each other, but the others all can't, and so it kind of alternates between all the language and stuff. But it's done really well. 'cause
Yeah.
it's still
At
really
no
clear
point
what's
are you
happening.
confused about who can understand whom.
And because once when the Vikings start talking amongst themselves, you see all the British guys getting nervous, and they're like, "What's he saying? What's he saying?" And they were like going for their swords. Like, why are they talking to each other?
Yeah.
Why aren't they surrendering? Like, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
really
I'm enjoying
great,
it.
Really great.
4 seasons, eh? All right, no
I think it's about 4. And actually, my favorite character's not even come in the season you've.
oh, okay.
But the Vikings was an interesting show because they knew they were going to be on channels and History Channel in different countries that have different censorship laws, right? So
okay.
quite often they would film the same scene twice if it involved nudity. So basically they would have usually a woman, let's be honest, nude in a scene, and then they'd be like,
Sure.
okay, we're going to do one take, pop your clothes back on, because in places like even Australia, we got the censored
you weren't
version.
allowed to. That's interesting. They didn't bother doing that with Rome.
Fucking hell,
Rome
man.
just had
Fucking everything.
dicks all
You
over
want
the
to see
place.
it? You'll see it.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it, you'll see it.
Rome was one of the first shows where it was just like, oh, we got dicks on TV now.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen
We're starting to see more dicks these days.
That's all for this week. Thank you for listening and we hope you enjoyed the show. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe in iTunes to receive episodes automatically. We'll see you next time.